have been asking yourself on why was Mr. Ramaphosa so slow in dealing with corruption? Why was he dragging his feet and everything like that? Maybe there are those questions that you had. I think I've got an answer. Something just happened, okay, in the past few days, and I want to share that with you. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. And I can say right now why maybe the commission of inquiry that is supposed to be established by Mr. Madlanga or led by Mr. Madlanga or Judge Mr. Madlanga was postponed. Can this be the reason? Can this be the reason why they have postponed it? Because they want to release this? I don't know. Let's just read what I have got here, and I want to say some things also almost after I have read, okay? Let's get into the reading, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday, 28 August 2025, President Cyril Ramaphosa has received the close-out report of National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council, abbreviated NACAC. The National Anti-Corruption Advisory Council was set up in September 2022. It's been how many years? 3 years, right? To guide the implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy and, among other things, to advise on strengthening the state's anti-corruption architecture, right? The council has therefore remained a vital element in the fight against corruption. In reflecting on the end of the 3-year term of the council, President Ramaphosa said, while much of our attention is paid to efforts to detect and act against corruption, the success of our effort relies on our ability to prevent corruption in the first place. We need to build transparent, accountable, and ethical institutions, right? Both public and private, in which corruption is unable to take root. We need to build a society characterized by responsibility and integrity. The NACAC closeout report, which will be released publicly, consists of a set of recommendations, which amongst others include the establishment of a permanent, independent, overarching anti-corruption body, strengthening and coordination of law enforcement agencies, the use of artificial intelligence to prevent corruption, and the establishment of an anti-corruption data framework. Okay? And then it says, President Ramaphosa appreciated the report and the recommendations, affirming that they will need to be thoroughly reviewed. That's the thing, though, with these reports and stuff like that. They always get reviewed. And when they're supposed to be implemented, remember that when they are reviewing them, they go through them piece by piece. And if they see that, they ignore it. I don't know. But if you are reviewing, it means you are checking which things you can implement. It's still in your hands, unfortunately. Even if there are things that other people in the public, when they see them, they can say, but why didn't you, Anyway, and where appropriate, we acted upon without any undue delay. Where appropriate. Hey guys, the president said the report, observations, and recommendations clearly demonstrate the extensive work and significant thought that NACA has applied to these challenges. NACAC has given full effect to its mandate and has provided a firm evidence-based foundation to take forward a comprehensive response to corruption, right? The observations and recommendations will, as a matter of priority, receive the attention of the National Executive and the relevant institutions. The National Executive will process the recommendations of NACAC for tabling and deliberation in Cabinet. The final set of recommendations that will be adopted will then be implemented in accordance with the relevant and established statutory provisions and processes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I just read to you, it is a statement from the presidency to let the people of South Africa know that the presidency has received, or Mr. President Ramaphosa has received the report about the National Anti-Corruption anti-corruption what council, right? That will mean that report is going to be released for public consumption. That means they will release it to the public so that they can hear what it's in the report, right? Like I said in the beginning of the video, why Mr. Ramaphosa was maybe a bit slow in terms of corruption. That's what happens, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes when you are a president and you have set up a structure or something that needs to be investigated, researched and everything. In most cases, those things that you set up are going to hold you very tight. You will not be able to deal with whatever that you are actually supposed to be dealing with, because you have set up a structure where they will be investigating, doing researches and do whatever, running through ideas and everything, and then they come with a report to you. Whether you like it or not, one thing that you must know, when you do that, you are holding your legs very tight. You can't move, you can't do anything. Even if they can ask you about corruption, the only thing you will say is that we are dealing with it, we are putting measures in place, because you are trying to push time so that at least, you get the report so that you know what to do. Unfortunately, some of us, we are not agreeing with that. The reason is we want things to happen very fast. We want things to be dealt very quickly, okay? Because we understand that we are capable of doing that. If you are a leader, if you are a leader who is precise, who know what they want, who know what they need to do, in most cases, we expect people to be quick, okay? Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, when I saw this statement and this council that they have set up in 2022, and then I realized that, oh, that is why these guys, they were so slow. That is why these guys, they look and seem like they are ignoring the corruption things that are happening in South Africa. It is because they were waiting for this thing. They were waiting for this report. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that is the case, all right? I'm not saying that is the case. I'm not saying that is the case. Let me repeat, I'm not saying that is the case. Maybe, just maybe, because there is this report that should be released to the public, all right? The commission of the commission that is supposed to deal with actually the allegations of Mr. Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, maybe they postponed it because they want this report to be in the public before the commission is actually set up. That is why they didn't give us the date. They said the date will be revealed in due time. All right? Chances are, this is the reason why they actually did that thing. It makes sense to me right now, according to what I have seen, because when I was going through socials there and on the other app, and then I came across this statement, and then I read the statement, I was like, oh, now it makes sense. Why he was slow, dragging his feet, why the commission maybe is postponed. It is because of this thing, all right? And I don't know, and if the commission is going to start after this report is released, then I will know that actually they postponed it because of the report. All right? Whether you agree with it, you don't agree with it, whether you think it's all of us, we want the corruption to be dealt with. All of us, we want to see the president moving very quick and fast in dealing with corruption. But unfortunately, according to what I have seen, is that if you've got a setup like this, and you have set up something that to deal with whatever that you are supposed to deal with, in most cases it holds you tight. You can't move, you can't do anything, because you don't want to undermine the guys that are doing the work that you have actually set up. Guys, in the world, we've got different leaders, all right? We've got different leaders who lead different ways, and some are very quick, like Mr. Trump is very quick. Mr. Trump is very quick. When he promises something, he's going to do it very quickly, sign very quickly. And, the investigation about the South Africa, even if it's wrong, even if we don't agree with it, the investigation about South Africa, they did that thing, I think, in months. They did it in months. And then they came back with the report, yeah, you guys, you are putting a law there, what, very quickly. Okay, I believe we are capable of doing things quickly, you know. But again, I can say different leaders, different people, different characters. You will find a leader who is very quick. You will find a leader very slow. They want to go through the thing. He has to go and ask. He has to set up some things. On the other hand, people are busy during that time. While they are busy researching, doing whatever, people are busy going out content. In other words, people going easy, let go easy, and everything like that. Or no? Because everyone is quiet. And when you ask them, why are you not dealing with corruption? We are dealing with corruption, you know. We are dealing with it, and we are putting measures in place. They like the word. We are putting measures in place. All right? According to me, as I've always said, it's politics, okay? It will always be like that, politics, especially under democracy. That's how it is. We have learned now that under democracy, because in South Africa, we don't directly vote for the president. We vote for the party. Unfortunately, the president comes from the party. Unfortunately, everything that the president will need to do, they will need to report to the party. Unfortunately, if there is an issue that needs to be dealt with, they need to go to the parties and ask if the whatever. Unfortunately, if they are told in the party to say, set up a NACAC, you know, that will investigate on how we can deal with it, he will have to do that. Whether it takes 7 years, 20 years, it doesn't matter. The fact is it comes from their parties. That is why some parties, I also heard, I don't know if they still hold that view. Is it Rise Mzansi? Is it Rise Mzansi? Yeah, I think it's Rise Mzansi. There was a video I saw from the big debate where there was a lady talking there. I also think that at the time, I don't know now, at the time, they were thinking, I don't know if I'm right, but I think I'm right because that lady actually said it, okay? I think I will play that lady right now. She said that we can get a direct president, vote for the president directly. And also we've got what? I think it's COPE, the Congress of the People. They did actually mention the fact that we must get a place where we are voting for the president directly. You know, unfortunately, in South Africa, I don't see that thing happening. I don't think that will happen, okay? Especially with the system that we are in, or, you know, in politics, democracy, you know, the way it was set up, it is the way it is, okay? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is just my opinion. You can tell me in the comment section on what do you think about the statement, and also do you think that actually when the report is released, do you think that Mr. Ramaphosa and the government, you know, are they going to implement whatever suggestion, whatever recommendations that are going to be there, okay? Because unfortunately in the statement, they do say that it says President Ramaphosa appreciate the report and the recommendations, affirming that they will need to be thoroughly reviewed and where appropriate be acted upon without any undue delay. It doesn't matter, in other words, whether you think it's appropriate for them to act on a certain thing, whether it's not appropriate. If they seem, or if they look at that thing and they deem it as if like it's not appropriate to act on it, they are not going to act on it. And for the fact that there is a reviewing there, already for me, I think, yeah, it's shy. You know, it's gonna be just a report that you receive, just like the state capture, you receive it, you review it. Now we are not acting on this, we are acting on that. No, you see this one and blah, blah, blah. That's what the reviewing does. You sit down, look at everything, you're like, nah, yes, nah, yes, nah, yes, nah, yes. Okay, it's appropriate to act here. Nah, yes. I don't know then if when they are reviewing, they will be thinking, this is our friend. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that is the case. But maybe they'll be saying, you know, some people, they might say, that's my friend, you can't do that, you know. This guy, nah, we can't. You know, I'm just saying. Because the suggestions and also the recommendations, I believe that some of them, they might be very harsh. If these guys were genuine. Okay, they might be very harsh to certain people or to certain corruption that happened maybe in other places and stuff like that. I don't know. Okay, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Tell me in the comment section. I talk too much. Please bear with me. Okay, may you have a wonderful day. I'm out.